In this video, I'll show you guys a couple of different ways to replace the batteries in this portable Bluetooth speaker. I've got a few of these things. I love them. They've got a great sound to them, but over time the batteries die. You can see this is the Best Buy house brand Insignia. And it sounds great when it's working, but you can hit the power button all you want. When the batteries are dead, it will not come on unless you can plug it in. And then it will turn on, but once you pair it up, you can play it at low volume and it'll be pretty steady, but as you try to increase the volume, it starts to cut out. Now plug a standard spade connector into it, and if you need to, you can pull it. And that's one of the effects of dead batteries. Even when it's plugged in, it cuts out like that. So what we're going to do, we're going to unplug it, pull the grill off. Looks like it's glued on there. No screws, no glue. Just gently pry it apart. I'm just using a straight head screwdriver. Work your way around. Don't try to do any one spot all at once. Just do it gradually. It'll pop off. Once you get it off, you'll see that those little friction things that were holding it in reveal some Phillips screws. You've got 10 Phillips screws. Those are holding the speakers to the housing. Go ahead and remove those. And it's going to kind of be stuck on there. So make use of that friction on the grill. Just plug it back in, and then when you pull it out, you'll sort of coax the speakers away from the housing. Works real well to pull the speakers away. Now you'll see the speakers are plugged on to a circuit board. You've got a left and a right plug on there for power supply. They've got little release tabs. Just go ahead and use a small screwdriver, release those. Once you get those unplugged, you can remove the speaker, and we'll go ahead and set that aside. Now you have a microphone still plugged in there. Okay, these things can act as a speakerphone. Just go ahead and same thing, little quick release, unplug that. Now you've just got 6 screws that are holding the circuit board to the housing. Go ahead and remove those. All right, once you got those off, you can see we are plugged into the battery pack. Same thing, just release that plug. And now you can set the circuit board aside. And there's just 2 Phillips screws that are holding the battery cap on. Everything's coated in foam here, and that's to keep things from rattling, of course. And this is what the battery pack looks like. If you just want to buy one of these, I went ahead and put a little link in the video description. That'll save you a little bit of time. If you're going to do that, just skip ahead a few minutes. I have a lot of these little batteries on hand from various underwater lights that I've worked on. It's a pretty common battery cell. So I'm going to go ahead and just solder new ones into this battery pack circuit. Just peel the ends off, and you'll see there's little foil tabs on there. They're actually spot welded to the batteries, and you can remove that, but what we're saving is all this circuitry here. So just take a pair of pliers and a small screwdriver, and you can usually get the foil to separate from the battery pretty well. And just do them one at a time. And you know, it's going to tear a little bit, flatten it back out. You just want to make sure you have enough left that you can resolder to your new batteries. And we'll do the other end same way. And once you get those off there, again, just flatten out these tabs. We're going to go ahead and reuse these. Pretty good shape. And testing the old ones, they were really zero. I mean, there was nothing there. They should be 3.7. These replacements are about 3.9 volt. This is what they look like next to a AA battery. They're called 1865s because they're 65 millimeters long by 18 millimeter in diameter. And people salvage these from all kinds of places. Laptop battery packs had them for the longest time. If you got power tools like this, you've got about 10 of them in this one. You got 5 in this smaller battery pack. This is what it looks like. They're also spot welded. Until a few years ago, Teslas have 16 of these battery modules. Each one has 444 of these little batteries in them. So with 16 modules, you got Teslas driving around with over 7,000 of these 1865 batteries powering the car. So now let's put our little insulator rings back on. These are just a safety measure. Make sure that the little metal foil tabs don't ground out against the housing of the battery. Once those are on, we're ready to just kind of hold things together. I'm going to put a piece of tape on here, and we're going to kind of rebuild our little battery pack with some tape. Now we're ready to do our solder. So what you want is some rosin core solder. Just get it between the battery and the foil, heat it up, and then hold it down while it's cooling. I'll give you a better shot here. So you get the solder in between the foil and the battery. Once it melts, just hold it down while it cools, okay? And then it'll adhere to the battery. Check the strength. Looks like these are good. Now we'll flip it over. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Again, just get the solder between the foil and the battery. hold it down while it cools. And we've got one left, same thing. Just melt it in between and hold it in place while it cools down with the screwdriver. Okay, so that is completed. Now we can put our insulator back on the ends. And I'm just going to reuse this shell only because it's got the foam already mounted on it and it's easy to put on. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just go ahead and put some of this tape back on there. Once you get it back into the housing like this with the battery cap, this thing's not going anywhere. So you don't have to worry about it rattling or anything. Just get your 2 Phillips screws back on. Okay, once you get that on, we're going to plug it back onto the circuit board. Put the microphone plug back on. Make sure all the ports are aligned. Get your 6 screws back on the circuit board. Okay, now we're going to plug the speaker back onto the circuit board. You have a left and a right speaker plug. This is a stereo speaker. And we're going to go ahead and snap it back into place. And now we can put our 10 Phillips screws back on. And once they're all in place, we can plug it back in with the power port here. Fire it up. And it's paired up with this phone. And you'll notice now I can put it up to a higher volume and it won't cut out the way it was with the batteries being low. And when they're on and you connect the signal overrides at amber. And another advantage, of course, to fresh batteries, you can unplug it and it continues to work. So this looks like a good working speaker. We can put the grill back on now. And it looks like this was a good fix. So if this helped you guys out, please do give a thumbs up and subscribe for future videos. And to help out anybody else trying to replace batteries in one of these, please do share this video. Thanks for watching.